Hello everyone and welcome to this live stream. So today we're going to be looking at Forminator, which is one forms builder that I love to use in almost all my projects. And first thing first, we're going to log into our WordPress admin area. Okay, so while we're here, what we need to do is to come down to plugins and select add new. But before we move forward, let me show you what we're going to be making in this live stream. Let me just open this page in a new tab, and while on this current page, you're going to come to plugins and select add new. So on this second page that I opened, I'm going to navigate to the page for the demo that I created earlier on. I'm going to view how this form looks like. Into it. And all right, so we're here. We're just going to scroll down and okay, this is the page. So what I'm going to do is to click on preview. Let's just preview on this current tab. Let me preview on this tab. And back here on our plugins page, okay, that's still loading up. So let's see the form we're going to be designing. We're going to be building in this live stream. What's going on? All right, so we have this simple page here, and we have the form here. Now the form says personal information, Mr. So we're going to put in our name. You're going to put in your prefix, middle name, last name, your email address, phone number, and so on. So let me just put my own in real quick. So for my name, I'm going to use all these details. And for my phone number, I'm just going to use this. And we're going to move to next. So here we're going to have project details. What type of website do you need? And they can select either they want a personal portfolio, let's say they want a business website, and also what features do you need on these websites. So you can choose, okay, I want a contact form, I want a login and register page, I want e-commerce functionality, and there are other features that I want that is not available here. So you can see by the time I click on this order, I'm going to have another extra field here. So what we're going to just do is to put in what we need. Let's just say landing page, for example, landing page, and there is going to ask you to upload a brief. So let me just choose a PDF file. I already activated PDF for this, so let me just choose a PDF file. All right, so this is the PDF file, waiting for it to upload, but now it has uploaded. Going to move on to the next page. Okay, now what is your budget and then your timeline? So I'm looking forward to spend between 2,100 to, let's say, 5,100. When do you like this project to be completed? I want the project to be completed on, let's say, December, and you can see I've removed some dates here. For example, I removed December 24, December 25, 31st, and I think I removed January 1st too. Yeah, I will be on break that day. So let's just say January 2. I want the project to be completed on January 2, by January 2. Then we'll move on to consent. And well, please upgrade it to a supported browser. Let me just try and see whether it's going to work without this capture. Okay, so by the time we just click on get quote, it's going to send the email to us, and it's going to send the email to you, and you're going to receive their message. So now let's move back to our plugins page. So what we're going to do is to come to this plugins bar and search for Forminator. So this is the plugin you're going to install. This first plugin, that's what you're going to install and activate. For my own case, I have it installed and activated already. So what I'm going to do is to just scroll down, and on this left hand side, you're going to see a new icon that says Forminator. Now you can just click on forms. But first of all, you can come down to settings. All right, so this is the settings page, and we have several settings that you can tweak with this plugin. So we have the general, accessibility, appearance and appearance presets, data capture, and so on and so forth. Now we don't really have much things to do here, but what you can do under general is to come to this email section. So let's say you have the email address that you want to use for your website, you can put it here. And then let's say you want to use a custom sender name for your website, so you can put that here. For example, I think the email address I'm using on this website is my personal email address. I'm not that sure, but I'm going to put that in here. And I'm going to save settings, and move on to accessibility, appearance presets. Here you can create a preset that you want to use for all your forms, so you don't have to keep on redesigning every time you're creating a new form. So this is going to be helpful, but we're not going to dive into this one on this stream. So you can just scroll down, set everything you want to set the way you want it, and keep on using it for every of your forms. Now move on to data. When you uninstall the plugin, what do you want to do with the plugin settings and data? Do you want to preserve or do you want to reset? File upload storage. For security reasons, we store all the file uploads of your forms with random names. Do you want to use the default, or you want to use what's it called, a default subdirectory, or a custom subdirectory rather? So we're just going to stick with defaults. Also, whether you want to reset the plugin. And for capture, this is where you can set your capture. And I don't know what is happening. It says my browser is outdated, even though I've not gotten any email or any notification to updates. But this is where you can fix in the capture. Capture is just an anti-spam technique which helps to protect your website from spams and abuse. So you can get these keys from Google. So for the sake of this tutorial, so that we won't run into any issues later on, I can just remove these keys, and I will even show you how you can get them later on. So let's just save the settings, and under imports, you can decide to import your existing forms. For example, we have contact form 7 here. And also your submissions. Do you want to retain them forever or for a certain period of time? Do you want to retain your IP to, or users geolocation, account erasure requests, so on and so forth? Just tweak these settings the way you want and the way it's going to work best for you. Then we'll come to payments and permissions. So this is all about the settings. Now let's move to the real deal. Let's move to forms. So just come here to click on these forms. Okay, so as you can see, I have one form active, and this is the form that I created before I started this live stream. But we're not going to use this. Let's come down here to create a new form. So to create a new form with this plugin, you're going to click on this blue create button. So click on this button. Now you're going to be able to choose from a wide variety of templates that they've created for you. For example, I have the contact form templates, quote requests, newsletter sign up, registration, and so on and so forth. There's so many templates that you can choose. Some are free, some are pro. Now, what we're going to do is to come back up here, and we're going to use a blank form. We're going to use a blank form. So click on this create blank form. I'm going to give it a name. Let's say YouTube live stream. All right. And now we're going to click on this create. Okay. So now this is where we're going to work on our form. Everything we want to do, this is where we're going to do it. Now you see, we have this purple button here that says insert field, and we can also insert the field through this gray one. Now click on insert field, and we can see all the fields that we're going to use for this tutorial, for this form that you want to build rather. So we're going to, if you want to add your name, email, phone number, address, websites, and so on and so forth, this is where you can add everything. Now for this tutorial, we're going to be using quite a number of fields. All right, so we're going to use name, we're going to use email, we're going to use phone, address. No, we don't need address. Let's just put in text area, inputs. Okay, now let's look at my previous one so we can know what we're going to use. So come down. So we have name, we have email, we have phone. Okay, move on to the next. Now, all right, this is drop down. We're going to use select. We're going to use select. Okay, we're going to use checkbox. Okay. Also, we're going to choose where's the file upload. All right, we're going to choose file upload. We're going to choose section, page break, and if you want to add captcha to your form, we're going to choose captcha also. And if you want to use a slider, all right, we're going to use date picker too. We're just trying to use so many fields as possible so you can have an idea of how this form plugin works. So click on insert field. All right, so if you can see here, we separated this form into different stages. So we have the personal information, and then it's comprised of personal information. So to do that, we have our name, email address, phone number, and what we just need to do, first of all, let me click on preview to see how it looks like. So this is the preview. All right, so what we're just going to do is that we're going to put this text up here. All right, and then we are going to break the page here. So for that, we're going to bring page break. We're going to bring page break, and we're going to place it right here. Okay, so and what we're going to do is to give this first section a name. Home section, let's bring that here to the top. So first and first, click on this icon, this J icon, click on edit field. Now we're going to give it personal information. Personal information. Now we don't need to do anything under settings, styling, or visibility. Just click on apply. Now for the name, come down here to click on this J icon, click on edit field. And do you want to use a single field, or you want to have multiple? And then whether you want them to have a prefix, first name, middle name, and last name. To keep things smooth, let's remove middle name, and let's make other names. Let's enable other names. So for the prefix also, we have some values here. This is okay. And let's change the prefix to, let's say title. Now come to settings. Okay, there's nothing I want to do under settings. Okay, yeah. Come to first name. Then we're going to change it to required and also required. And then you can change the error message. Last name is required. This is okay. We can just work with that. Now click on apply. Now we're going to do the same thing for email address, edit field. Come to settings, choose required, and then say please enter your email address. All right, and also we're going to validate this field. So let's say once they fill in the email address incorrectly, let's say please enter a valid email address. All right, and then visibility, everybody should be able to see it. Click on apply. Same thing for phone, edit field, come to settings, required, and let's say please enter your phone number, and I want to validate it with international code, and our default country is going to be Nigeria because I'm from Nigeria. And for the validation message, we're going to say please enter a valid phone number. Okay, and just going to click on apply. And for the texts, I think we use company name for this. Let's just paste in company name. Okay, now let's preview to see how our form looks like. As you can see, it's looking like what we have right here. Okay, so move on to the next. For the next page, let's click on next. We have project details. So first thing, we're going to add a new field, and then what we're going to be adding is this section, insert field, and we're going to give it project details title. So we're going to drag this here under the page break to start a new section. So for the first one, we have a select. That's what we have here. So it says, what type of website do you need? What type of website do you need? So click on this icon, edit field, then paste. And here we can put the option, let's say business websites. Let's say e-commerce websites. And lastly, let's say order. Okay. Now, settings, we want this to be required. Let's say, please choose a type of website. All right. Layouts. By layouts, we stack the options vertically. So we're going to leave it as vertical. Checkbox are displayed orderly to user. Yeah, we want it to be displayed orderly, not random. Now calculations, we don't need any calculations. Styling, nothing. Visibility, let's work with visibility. Now let's say show this field. Okay, we're not using the visibility on this one. Let me show you how we're going to work on the visibility. Now let's come to this company name, and we need to duplicate. Now bring this company name, the second one that we duplicated, under this select. So what we're just going to do is this. We're going to use this thing here. If order, please tell us the type of websites you need. So we're just going to say, if order, please tell us what you need. Tell us what you need. Now for this one, same thing is going to be required, and come to visibility. Now show this field if all of the following rules match. Now we're going to add a rule. So if this rule match with what the user is doing, this field will show. Now click on add rule, and we're going to change this to, we're going to change the field to select. Now we're going to change this field to texts. What type of websites do you need? Wait a minute. Click on apply. What are we working on? We're working on, oh, I think I've mixed this up. Let's click on next. Okay, fill this in real quick. Click on next. Oh, okay. It's still good. Actually, this is what I want to work on. Let's work on this selects. click on this J icon, and here, what type of website do you need? And for the first option, let's say click to select, or the label rather, let's say click to select. All right, so for the first option, business website. For the second option, we have let's use portfolio. And for the third option, we're going to use order. Now we should be able to apply our rule. So come back here, click on edit field, come to visibility. So show this field if click to select is order, meaning that if the person should choose order, maybe the type of website the person wants is not available on our platform. If the person should choose order, he or she will be able to see this new form, this new field that we just added. Now click on done and click on apply. Okay, that is settled. Now the next one, we have what features do you need. We're just going to change this one from what type of website do you need to what features do you need. So paste this right here, and let's say contact form. Let's say contact form. We have user registration. Okay, going to paste that and click on apply. So we're going to do the same thing for it also. Let's drag it up here, drag it here, and actually let's remove this. I don't think we need this text. Okay, now we're going to duplicate this one, duplicate, and we're going to put it under this field. Now click on the J icon to come to visibility, and we're going to change this to what features do you need is order, and done. Then click on apply. All right, so everything is coming up together. Now we need to put in our file upload. Okay, we have it here, upload file. Now click on J icon, edit field, come to settings, make it required, then say please upload your brief, and then allowed file types. If you want to choose the type of file types you want on your websites, click on specific file types. Now we're going to deactivate everything. We're going to deactivate everything, and we want just two type of files to be uploaded. Two type of files. We're going to choose a zip file, and we're going to choose a PDF file. Run PDF under documents. Okay, there we have it, PDF. And the file size limit, it must not be more than 8 megabytes. If it is more, go and compress it somewhere before you send it to us. So, and also it says we detected your server uploads a let's say 1 gigabytes in size currently. You can set a lower limit, and yeah, this is still okay. So all we need to do, click on apply, and okay, that's all for this page. Next thing we need to do is to create another section. So as usual, we're going to duplicate this page break, bring it down here under upload file, and then same thing, we're going to duplicate this one, duplicate, and we're going to drag the section under page break. Now for this last one, what did I call it here? Next, let me choose a service, then move on to next. Like I called it budget and timeline. Now I'm going to call it budget and timeline also. Click on apply. All right, so okay, under budget and timeline we have the slider. Let's put the slider first, and let's edit field. And what did we call it? What is your estimated budget for this project? We're going to paste that here, and you can either use a single slider or a range slider. I use a range slider here. So single slider, okay, let me just show you how it works instead of explaining. Let's first of all start with the range slider. Come to settings, make it required. Let's say please choose your budget. slider width, full width, or let's say medium. Let's see how that one will look. Let's say medium. Now, minimum value, maximum value, and step. So let's say the minimum value, the minimum amount you're going to charge for your website, let's say it is $1,000. The maximum value, let's say it is $10,000. Each step that you want them to change, let's say, can we put in maybe 500? Let's say 500. All right. Calculation, styling, visibility, everything is good. Okay. Now let's duplicate and let's see how the single slider works. The single slider, let me just put in single. Okay, move on to settings, and then we have minimum value, we have maximum value, so they can just move everything on a single row, and we're going to click on apply. Now we have the captcha, and then we have the dates. I use the dates here for when would you like the project to be completed. Now let's edit that, edit field, and let's change the label to when would you like the project to be completed. Let's use the date format of day, month, and year. That's what we use where I live. All right. Now once calendar, the type should be a calendar type, so it can come up like this. Okay. And let's move to settings. It is going to be required, and let's say please choose a date. Please choose a date. Default date is going to be let's say the present day. That's going to be the default day. All right, move to limits. Now you can choose a start and end date. Choose a start and end date limit for your calendar to restrict the selection between a specific date range. Now note that we will use the time zone set in your WordPress setting, so you can start from a specific date and end at a specific date. So let's say your agency is open from January 1st to March 1st. You can choose that limit here, but for my own, there's no limit. And how many days of the week? Let's say you only work from Monday to Friday. So let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Saturday is out of it. And now let's say you want to disable dates. For example, you will not be around on December 25 because you're celebrating Christmas. You can choose the date here. So let's say 25/12/2024. Okay, we have it there. 25/12/2024. Actually, I think this is supposed to work differently, bro. Enter. Let's say you're not going to be around let's say 1/1/2025. I don't know whether I'm doing this correctly. It looks different. I don't think I did it this way. And also, let's say you want to disable dates range. So let's say you want to disable from a particular date to a particular date. So the same way you're going to start, you are going to create a start and end date. You can do it here also. Let's say you're going for a 2 weeks break. You can just choose from maybe November 29 to December 14. Now, let's move on. And then on the other tab, styling and visibility, as usual, we don't have anything to do with that for this tutorial. Now click on apply. And what else do we have here? What else? We have consents. Click on insert field and we're going to choose consents. Okay. Inside the field here. Now, consent is just like, agreeing to the terms and conditions of your website. So yes, I agree with the privacy policy. You're going to link that right here. And then the terms and condition. So this one is pretty straightforward. Now, then you can just put in your captcha and you're good to go. But for this one, we're not going to make it compulsory so that we can troubleshoot every problem that we have. All right. So now let's save our draft. We've made a good amount of progress on this form. Let's save the draft and let's move on to appearance. As you can see, this is how our form is looking right now. We can make it a lot more better by just tweaking it a little bit. Now, here's what we can do. Let's close this. So for the design style, I like to go with flats. And let's just come down to fonts. And this is what I like to do. I like to change all the fonts here to a custom font. So for response message, everything. For example, if you look at this one, you can see everything I used intertight for all of them. I don't know why. I'm just in love with that fonts, intertight. So to do that, we're going to use custom user fonts. And I'm just simply going to type in intertight. And that's all. If you want to change the size, you can change it here. If you want to change the font width, you can change it here. Let me use it for something that will be quite visible. Let's use it for field label. Okay, I'm going to scroll down to choose custom user fonts, and we're going to use intertight. So let's preview, and the field label should have changed. The fonts for the field label, as you can see, it has changed. Now here's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to increase the fonts of this field label, and also going to change the color. So to increase the fonts, this is what we can do. Just come to these fonts and put in, let's say 15. Click on preview. All right, so there you have it. The font size has been increased. Now another thing we can do is to change the color. Now let's come back to colors, and let's open customize colors. So for the field, what is the name? I think form container submission, the fields basic. I think that's the name for this. Inputs and text areas. First of all, let's see whether it is field basics. Let's use it deep blue. I think there's an update on this plugin. So many things have changed just within the last few days. So let's load up the preview. I don't know why the preview is taking up a lot of time. Let's just move on. We're going to come back to that later on. Let's move on to the other section. We're going to leave form containers and all these as it is. We're not touching anything here. Comes to behavior. But before we move, let's see whether we can display a preview. All right, still loading. So submission behavior, configure what should happen when a user submits this form. So after submission, choose what is going to happen. Now you can decide to have an inline message, and you can decide to have anything you want. This is the default one. Let me show you how you can create your own. Now click on add behavior, and let's label this one. Let's just say custom. Okay. So what do you want to happen? Do you want an inline message also? If you want an inline message, this is where you can just put it here. You can use ChatGPT to construct a message, or you can just use "thank you for contacting us, we'll be in touch shortly." But let's say you want to redirect to another URL. You're going to click on this, and you're going to put the URL you want to redirect to here. And now you're going to select whether you want to redirect on a new tab, or on the same tab, on a new tab, and show the thank you message on the current form page, or you want to redirect on a new tab and hide the form on the page, or you just want to hide the form completely. So when you hide the form, it's going to display this message, and let me just say, please check your email for a confirmation mail. I just want to use this to show you something. Now, how many seconds do you want this message to display for? Do you want to display for 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 seconds? As long as possible. Now, condition, we're going to just leave it as it is. Okay, so this is one. Now, okay, now let's move on. Choose whether you want to use Ajax to send this form without reloading the page. or use the more traditional method of reloading the page. We're going to leave it as Ajax. Let me remove this one so it won't conflict. So next, validation. For fields you've chosen to validate, choose how you want to validate, how we want to validate them. We're just going to use on submit. We're going to leave it as on submit, and we're just going to leave everything as it is. Okay. Also, do you want to enable autofill? You can decide to enable that or disable. That's just based on your discretion. And security, we're going to enable any port protection. If you want to only logged in users to submit this form, you're going to enable logged in submission. But for my own, I want it to be available for the general public. Now, for the lifespan of your form, how long do you want this form to be open for new submission? There's no expiry. Do you want it to expire on a particular date, or do you want a total number of submission? Once 100 people have filled this form, there should not be submission allowed. I'm going to put it as none. Also, I'm going to load the form using Ajax and also prevent caching on the form pages. And also, I'm going to enable save and continue, so that let's say you have a very long form. Let's say you are taking the survey and people might actually want to pause, so they can just save the progress and then continue later. So how long do you want the draft to stay? For 30 days. And what do you want to call it? Let's say it says save as draft. If you want to use something else, you can put the text here, but save as draft is okay. And this is the message: your form has been saved as draft, blah blah blah, and this is okay as it is. Also, do you want to send it as an email? You're going to turn on this option, and then the inputs and the label send draft link to the email address, and then the button. And this is simply what that one is talking about. So when you click on this, automatically it has sent. I think I've done this before, but this is the message which you can edit right here, but there's no need to edit ours. All right. So we're going to move on to permission, and we want it to be available to the public. If you want to limit the features to registered user, you can switch to registered users. We'll move on to public, and then we'll move to PDF. This is pro version. This is a pro feature. Email notifications. Now, normally the admin is going to receive an email. We already have an email that the users are going to receive when they save the form for later. It says idea, you successfully saved your form name on the site title. This is also okay. You can edit this if you want. You can change the subjects. You can change everything you want to change. Now, when someone successfully fills this form, let's do something. Let's say we will be able to send them an email. So let's say we have received your quotes requests. This is going to be the subject. Let's just say quotes for users, just to identify the email. And then for the body, you can just say thank you. You're going to construct a very detailed message that is going to send automatically after they fill the form. Thank you. We will get back shortly. Okay. Now, so attachments, do you want the uploaded files to be in the email, or you don't want it to be there? We can just put it there. And then recipients, who is going to receive the email? The default behavior is to send the emails to the same recipient. So who is going to receive the email? Insert from form field, and then we're going to choose the email address that they give to us. Advanced, you can decide to put in the name you want the email to be sent from. You should have configured this. I think I have a tutorial on it. If there is, I'm going to link it in this video. You should have configured this with your SMTP server so that it can work very well. So let me leave it as it is. I don't want to mess up with the settings. I don't even know whether I've set up my SMTP on this demo website. Let me just say eBay from the WPBRO. Send it from this email address. I'm not even sure of the details I'm putting. Okay. And then condition, everything is okay. Let's click on add. And integration, we don't have anything we want to integrate. Settings, we don't have anything we want to change. Let's just save drafts. Save drafts, and let's click on publish. Let's publish the form. All right, the form has been published. Now take note of this short code. Yeah, take note of it. Just click this icon to copy. And now let's first of all see whether we can preview this form. Well, it's still not working. I don't know why. Just come to page. Let's open this page in a new tab. And let's put this short code on a page on our website. I actually want to show you something, but let's use the live page for reference, since this preview is not coming up for some reasons. We've not talked about this appearance very well because there are some things I just want to show you, like how you can change colors and all. But let me just try and teach in abstract. So for example, it says fields basic. Okay, I think this is what I was trying to change. Okay, I changed it already. I changed the label to deep black. For example, these asterisks. Let's come back to the form. Let's come back to the form. Man, I don't know. I think my network isn't the best this evening. I really don't know. But what I'm just trying to do is to show you how you can put this form on a live page. How you can put this form on a live page. Or probably I'm just going to put up a post or something in case this doesn't work. I'm very low. I'm getting just about 1 megabytes per second there. I guess that's the reason. So I guess I'm just going to put up a video later on, probably tomorrow or on Sunday. I'm going to put up a video on how you can put your short code on your pages. We've talked about, okay, all right, let me just do that right now. Thank God. Okay, so we're just going to put, let's give it a name. Let's say Forminator, and we're going to add a block. Just click on / and we're going to use short code. Now paste in the short code right there and click on publish. And that's it. By the time you visit your page, you're going to see the short code. Are you going to see the form on your page? I guess I'm going to end this stream. My internet connection is very bad. I will leave this stream on. I will leave this video on my channel. I won't delete it, even though I don't really like how today's stream went. But I won't delete the stream. But I'll just try to make another video. I'll just try to make another video where I'm going to talk about everything. Maybe we're going to start the whole process all over again, because watching this live stream, you might not be able to get everything the way it is. So in case you just make a pre-recorded video instead of going live, I thought making it as a live video is going to be better, but I guess my network and even my PC it has been overworked. I've been running this PC for several days now without shutting it down. So I'm just going to make a pre-recorded video and I'm going to catch you guys very soon. Let's just give this one a benefit of doubt and let's see what is going to happen in the next few minutes. If it doesn't have any positive, all right. Okay. So there we have it. And we have the form here. We're going to put in the name, even though it doesn't look the way it's supposed to look. I don't know. The placeholder. Let's come back here. Let's say input and text area. Placeholder. No, background color. I think background color. We ought to have something to differentiate it. Let's click on updates. Let's click on updates. Now we need to refresh this page. It's way better this way. All right. So that's how you can just change the colors. For example, the padding for this one isn't really good, but most of you guys are going to be using Elementor. That can be fixed in Elementor, and if you want to fix it in this plugin, you can just come down to the form container. This is where you can adjust the padding and every other thing that has to be adjusted when it comes to how it's going to be displayed on your website. And for this one, instead of showing page 1, page 2, and finish, we can come back to forms. And we're going to come back to fields. We're going to come back to field, and for pagination we're going to click on this edit field, and this is where we can name it something like project details. We still have it there, project details. This is project details. The first one is personal information, but you get the idea. Let me just say project, and let's leave it as finish. And also settings, you can change it to progress bar, just like how I have it on this one that I created, progress bar. Now let's come back here and click on apply and updates, and by the time we come back here to refresh the page, the changes should have taken effect. So basically this is how you can create forms with this form builder with Forminator. And like I said earlier, I'm going to try to make a better pre-recorded video, but I'm still going to leave this live stream on. Maybe in few years time I'll come back to this live stream and then be like, how am I making a live stream like this? But then it is what it is. Let's wait for this to come up before I end the stream. All right, so I hope you have an idea of what I'm trying to teach you in this video. This is how you can basically just create this type of forms. And thank you for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.